It's your boy Bruce Matson, and I'm here to talk about why I like Skyy Moore more than Chris Olave and why I'm drafting him up in rookie drafts. I've liked Skyy Moore throughout the process. He was one of my guys that I've been buying up through this draft season. I've been looking forward to drafting him, and now we're here, and he landed in the most advantageous landing spot for pretty much any wide receiver in this draft, and it went to Skyy Moore. The attributes he has on the field just clicks right with this team. He has good short area quickness, superb route running. He's one of the few wide receivers in this class that when you watch the tape on him, you go game from game, you notice he runs damn near a full route tree. He's got everything there: the short area quickness, the ability to break off routes, the change of speed, the selling of routes. He's got it all. He is a very nuanced player, and he's ready to play at the NFL level. He's more than just a slot guy. I think only like 35% of his snaps were in the slot anyways. He also can line outside, has the size, adjusted speed to be able to compete at all phases there. So I'm not concerned about that. I love the production profile. Broke out at age 19 with a 25.64% market share of Western Michigan's passing production and was productive throughout his entire career. 2020, he had a 22.57% market share, and last year at age 21 in his 2021 season had a 39.19% market share. Tested well at the combine, went to the Chiefs at the second round. More than good enough draft capital. When we look at the Chiefs roster, this is where we get really excited. The wide receiver depth chart here is almost completely open. They have Marcus Valdes-Scantling. We know what he is from Green Bay. It didn't amount to much, and he was not able to really click with Rodgers, wasn't able to build any consistency. Miko Hardman, more of a gadget guy there, slowly on the way out. He's on the roster still. Juju Smith-Schuster, he's the wild card here. If he reverts back to his old self, we might have something. But also, over in Pittsburgh, Deontay Johnson was getting snaps over him. Chase Claypool was getting snaps over him. So things weren't looking good. Travis Kelce, I want to talk about him because he's getting a little older now. And he's slowly aging. And eventually that's going to catch up. His average depth of targets getting lower by the year. Travis Kelce, a big cog in the offense, but eventually Father Time's going to have his way. Father Time's only lost to Tom Brady and J-Lo. Travis Kelce's neither one of those two guys. So eventually Father Time's going to win out there. Skyy Moore, I could see him getting snaps as early as his rookie season. I'm not expecting him to go gangbusters. I'm not expecting him to be a wide receiver one this year. I'm expecting him to flash, have some good games, and really improve on his draft capital going forward. I feel like this is a good investment, and I feel like there's a good chance that we get something out of him. We may get like 6, 7, 800 receiving yards out of him, a few touchdowns, maybe 40 catches or something like that. I'm not projecting anything right now, but when you look at this offense, you look at the ambiguity, there's definitely a chance for him to compete. He's also a very nuanced player. He tracks the ball well, good speed, good route running. Everything's there for him to succeed. Now, when you look at Chris Olave, you see a very good player, very nuanced. He's there when the chips are down to make the big play, especially when Justin Fields was there at Ohio State. When they needed him, they called on Chris Olave, made those big catches downfield. The thing about him, though, is one, he went to the Saints. This team is very scary. You don't know what's going to happen long term. We know they're being sketchy with the cap. Year in and year out, they figure out how to get under it. But what if one day they got to have a fire sale? What's quarterback going to look like for this team over the long haul? From a production standpoint, pretty good career. Broke out at age 19, 23% market share. In 2020, at age 20, 34% market share. 21, we saw a dip. Jackson Smith-Njigba blew up this year. Garrett Wilson was there. We saw him take a back seat. He was the third best wide receiver in the offense last year. We can definitely credit that. What does that mean? He did not come out for the draft last year. Is it because he wanted to stay next year? Or did the advisory board told him, like, hey, you're not ready. You have to come back? He did get that first round draft capital, though. He got drafted at the 111. Where does he project going forward? Can he be an alpha, or is he just going to be in that wide receiver 2 bubble just floating up and down? more than likely, when you look at him, that's probably what's going to happen with him. He's probably going to be in that wide receiver 2 bubble. You look at his yards after catch over the course of his career, he averages 3.7 yards after the catch per reception, which is dirt poor for a wide receiver, and the highs was in the 4s during his career, which is still dirt poor, so not good. That's not a good look. 2.8 yards per route run over the course of his career, never hit the 3-yard mark. There are some red flags there. Essentially, his yards after the catch totals are letting us know that when he catches the ball, he's pretty much getting tackled right then and there. For him to have that low of a total per catch is not very good. That's not a good indicator. We want our wide receivers, especially our smaller, fast, quick wide receivers, to get yards after the catch so they have those blow-up spots. If you're getting tackled right after you catch the ball, most of your receptions, that means you're going to have to get targeted a lot. He does have the nuance in his play. He has the ability to create separation. He can be consistent at that to achieve those targets, but we don't know if this is going to be a high-efficient, high-volume passing offense going forward. There's a lot of question marks here. Someone asked me if New Orleans drafted a quarterback in next year's draft, one of the top guys, probably C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young, one of those top guys, what would I think? I think I'd still be going Skyy Moore here because I know what we got with Mahomes. Skyy Moore's going to get high acuity targets with Patrick Mahomes, high-powered passing offense here, Andy Reid. A lot of good stuff going on here. The New Orleans Saints is a big wild card for the long term. I see a very good wide receiver 2 for the Saints here out of Chris Olave. I don't see an alpha. I don't see the next Justin Jefferson. I don't see the next Jamar Chase. That's what I really want to hope for when I'm looking for a young wide receiver prospect at this draft spot who has some athleticism, who's being the lead dog in their offense. I just do not see him having that talent to be able to transform this situation where we got some suspect quarterback play, suspect passing volume, and then having to rely on his talents to take what's given to him and exceed those expectations. I expect a guy like Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, those top wide receivers to be able to do that. I don't see that out of Chris Olave. That's what I'm getting at here. I don't see a guy like Chris Olave being able to overcome something like that. I see him putting up good numbers with a good passing attack, a good passing volume with good targets coming his way. I could see that happening because he is a good wide receiver. He can get open. He does a lot of good things. He has good hands. I look at Skyy Moore here, and he does just about everything as good as Chris Olave. Some stuff a little better, and I love the short area quickness. I love the route running. I love him paired with Patrick Mahomes, a quarterback who's not scared to sling the rock. I am not expecting Tyreek Hill-like numbers, not at all. I am expecting something different. I'm expecting a slot wide receiver who I consider like a slot plus, who can line up on the outside as well, who will get consistent targets, who will be consistently used and be valued in the offense, maybe more short to intermediate targets with some deep ball attempts. Just overall good volume that is efficient coming his way. A lot of good opportunity on this depth chart. Even if Juju Smith-Schuster hits and becomes the wide receiver 1, Skyy Moore as the Robin to his Batman could be very dependable for us in fantasy football. I like Skyy Moore a lot. I'm drafting him ahead of Chris Olave in rookie drafts. I'm not thinking twice. I feel like the downturn on his value is highly unlikely. I feel like the upside's there. I feel like he's got a safe floor. I'm feeling good about drafting Skyy Moore. Let me know what you think about these 2 wide receivers in the comments. Who you drafting first in your rookie draft, Skyy Moore, Chris Olave, or are you fading them both, or you want them both? I'm not down on Chris Olave. I will draft him at the right price, but not over Skyy Moore. Skyy Moore is the truth here in the offense. We've been looking forward to this all draft season. Big Draft told us that they loved his tape, The metric guys told us they loved the metrics. The other scouts told us they loved the tape. A lot of big media draft guys, I'm talking about the Cowboys draft show, they were talking him up. Some sectors were saying that he could have been a first-round pick in this year's draft. They were kind of projecting that. They wouldn't have been surprised if he would have got drafted there. So a lot of interesting concepts here with Skyy Moore. But let me know what you think about him in the comments. I want to thank you for watching the show. Stick with me. Hit that subscribe button on the way out, and I'll catch you next time.